Hi, welcome to
Not Vanilla.
with your favorite mother-daughter duo, me, Dominique,
And
your
Roxana.
co-host, Roxana.
I was excited. I'm sorry.
Today, we're talking all things summer, from planning the perfect getaway to celebrating the 4th of July, and of course, how to keep your mental health in check together with all things during this time.
Yeah. And really, when you think about summer, you think about 4th of July, you think about longer days. What are some of the things that you love, your favorite summer memory?
I always love summer. I'm always waiting for summer to come and the year. My favorite summer memories and my favorite summer pastimes is going to the beach. I love going to the beach. And the cookouts or grilling, food, being out in the sun. Love cookouts. Love a good grilled hot dog burn.
Spending time
Favorite time.
Your people, because their days are longer and you just feel like you have more energy.
Yeah, how about you? What's your favorite summer memory or pastime?
Definitely around the beach. So probably when we went to Jamaica. Because it was like all of us, it's 4 of you guys, 4 kids.
Jamaica was great.
It was me and your dad, and we all had such a good time. And we went to like a family resort. It was Sandal's family, but we loved being there with the little kids. It was so fun.
We had a lot of different stuff to do on the resort. They had a water
that
park
was included
on the resort. They had a swim-up bar, all types of different excursions. But really, it was a good time because we all got to go out of the country together.
Yeah, that was our first international trip.
Yeah, that was really nice. But in summertime, I just like relaxing and going to the beach, really.
And I think for 4th of July, it's always like having a good barbecue. You don't want somebody who doesn't know how to cook on the grill and make your food dry. You want
the grill master.
Yeah, it's a thing.
It's important.
They need to focus on the food, make sure it's seasoned and not crisp to it. I'm not going to say the person, but we had a hot dog that was about a piece of a charcoal.
It's always hard to be the grill master because you're taking orders of, medium well, well done. You have to be careful with people's stuff and not to contaminate the veggies with the meats and all of that, and the chicken with the beef. So I feel like the grill master definitely is important when picking at the cookout. Also the DJ.
Oh, you got to have a good playlist. Like, you can't have a playlist that is one generation or a lot of cuss words or a lot of twerking. Like, it needs to be a mix. You can't have none of it, but you can't have all of it be specific thing. Like, it can't be all old school. Like, there's a song that I can think of, or I don't even know who the guy is. And they used to play it every time when we went to these big cookouts down for my husband's family, for your dad's family. And everybody loves the song, but it's like, it just needs to be a mix.
Yeah, the DJ is important. Grill master is important.
And family, who you invite. You don't want to invite too many. You don't want to invite maybe people that aren't getting along. But do you think that's your responsibility if you're holding a cookout? I don't know.
I mean, if you're hosting a cookout, you are in charge of the guest list. Yeah, you are in charge of the guest list. But I don't think you anticipate certain situations happening, or you don't know. I don't know.
Because you don't know who's beefing and stuff.
Usually if you're invited to the cookout, you should be good.
Right.
Fine. But I haven't experienced a cookout go left like that. But if that does happen to occur.
Several cookouts that went left.
If that does happen to occur, you just want to plan for the future better.
Not to invite those people. Definitely.
Yeah, I think it helps to make the most of it. Like, that's why I said they usually leave if they're not having a good time at the cookout. Like, I don't know. I just anticipate cookouts. I'm waiting for the grilled food. Now, the only thing to me, if a cookout is bad, is if the food bad.
I mean, hopefully, like, how can it be bad though? Like, it's on the grill. Hopefully, that's why you just can't burn it, because the grill has its own flavoring.
But I like a burnt stuff. That's how I know it's cooked on the grill. That's how I know it's cooked. If it's burnt.
I was going to say, I think that leads into why planning in the summer is so important, because not only do you want to make sure everyone has like food options that are good for them, because we in our own family have different food restriction. Like, one person doesn't like beef, one person doesn't eat meat, one person doesn't do dairy. So it's like, not only planning that, but also planning like activities for, well, first of all, just making the plan that you're going to come together. Because if you don't make the plan, most likely it's not going to happen. Like, if you want to have a kickback with your friends and you guys, every time you see each other, you can't just keep being like, let's have a kickback, and then don't ever really make a date and make the plan to do it. So that's like the first thing. But then after that, also like making sure that, you're not going to everyone's cookout.
I think planning for success is definitely a big part of planning for a cookout. In the words of my father, that you have to plan for success, you have to plan to have a good time, and plan for everyone else to have a good time and be positive. Because, I can't plan other people's happiness, but I can plan for me to have a good time. And I think if you know that you're going to execute certain things at the cookout, I don't know. I feel like maybe sometimes planning with others can be a little more stressful when you're trying to do a big event or something like that. But do what works best for you.
Yeah.
And ask for the help if you need that.
Well, you should always ask for the help, because I think that's how people get burnt out of not wanting to do gatherings, is because they're not like, oh, wait, I actually need someone to do this and this. They try to do all the things.
That's why the art of hosting events and celebrations are dwindling down. Like, I feel like summertime is when we usually have all those things, but I haven't seen a lot of cookouts.
Yeah. And
I've been to a couple, but I haven't.
It's not like before.
Since before. What is our epidemic?
Yeah, since the pandemic.
Yeah, the pandemic. And I haven't seen it come back yet. But I think we're slowly getting there, but I don't think I've seen it come back yet.
I think that's one of the negative effects from keep telling people to social distance. Now it's kind of like people don't even really want to get together anymore. And it's sad, because when you're outside and everyone's together, it's like so fun. And you realize that you miss people, or, anything. We've really gotten away from that. And I think that's like a residual effect of don't come together, stay away, social distance, 6 feet apart.
I feel like it stopped a lot of things that we were used to, like the 4th of July, fireworks. Very sad.
I think it made fireworks more, though.
I haven't looked at the prices of fireworks. It made them more.
No, like, people are doing their own fireworks more, which is very annoying, because they do it at random times. Well, that's not just, but they do it at random times. So it's like, we have dogs, and they like gives them a heart attack. And I've seen like the these videos of little cats and stuff. They don't know, like, so they think it's the end of the world.
Negative side effects of the fireworks, the dealing with the emotional trauma of your pet
and your kids, because JJ, like our nephew, it scares them. They don't understand that it's, making this loud, obnoxious noise.
I thought he liked the fireworks.
He likes to see it, but it scares him when he hears it.
Yeah, that's why you got to be careful. Make sure you're always monitoring the fireworks. Make sure you plan ahead.
Yeah.
You have a bucket of water next to you. I don't know all the little firework trips. I know you need to have on shoes.
Yeah.
Don't be out there barefoot.
Don't be out there
be around trees. But I'm not going to sit here and tell you how to set up fireworks, because I don't know.
Yeah, but that's why you need to just go somewhere.
Safety tips. You know, just like the grill, like just be a grill master.
Yeah,
you have to have your apron on, your gloves, sunglasses, a hat. You know,
and grandma has the water thing in case the grill gets too. Yeah.
The water spray, and you're supposed to have a bucket on the side.
Yeah,
still put your bucket on the side.
Yeah.
See, I had to help my grandfather clear out his grill because you can't have the cold.
Yeah, the dirt. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not dirt, but the old coal
that's broken down. That's a fire hazard. So just make sure you're planning ahead.
Yeah,
it's worth it at the end. Like I feel like it is a lot of pre-step and setting up, and just like you said, asking for help when you're breaking down the cookout and asking for the cleanup crew. The cleanup crew, the best crew.
And that could be like the person that's already always late. They should be they can help clean up, you know. Everyone knows, do you know the secret of not helping at a cookout is to come on time? Because if you come early, you're part of the staff. Now you're part of our staff. You're going to be helping us set up. So yeah, somebody can help set up. Somebody can help manage in the middle, and then somebody can help at the end. Because if not, it just leads to overwhelm. And like, yes, you could probably do one or two, but then after a while, it's like a lot.
Yeah, unless, that's why you're supposed to invite good people, have your good friends there that want to help, that are willing to help. But it really should just be a good time. Like, it's not really supposed to be a whole stressful little thing.
Plan to have fun.
Do it if it's in your heart.
Put it on the calendar so it can get done. I think one of the things we want to talk about today is planning for joy. But first, some of the summer tips, because I love the summer, you love the summer, but some people, like every year, I forget what the statistic is, but there are heat-related deaths. So just keeping in mind to stay cool. The past couple of days in our area has been, and across the U.S., has been record high extreme heat. Mm-hmm. So you have to make sure that if you don't have AC, you go to a cooling center, drinking your water. And not even freezing cold water. You just have to do room temperature water because you don't want to shock your body. And just have like light clothes on. So that way you're not overheating. So yeah.
You're putting on your sunblock. People of all shades need to wear sunblock.
All shades. We religiously.
Yes, I love wearing sunblock.
Especially if it has the sparklies and it smells good.
Yeah, I like sparkly stuff.
To the point where we've purchased a lot of them.
I think a lot of things that people don't talk about in the summer is when your pets, like if it's too hot outside, they can't walk outside. Like unless you have pet shoes on them, they can't walk outside on the page.
Yeah.
It burns their paws. So you want to be mindful of that too. And make sure you're giving them water because they get overheated too.
They're like,
and then you're going to be dragging your dog on a walk, and you're like, "What's wrong with you?"
Yeah. But early in the morning, later at night, after the sun goes down, maybe like 7, because I even noticed doing that. It's still hot, but it's not as hot, and that'll help just keep them safe too, because you don't want them to get sick and
get overheated. Yeah. You don't want their they can blister up just like us. So just want to be mindful of that, of our pups.
And another tip that's on here is remembering your life jackets if you're on a boat. That's just basic step 1, making sure you have your life jacket on. And if you can't swim, just being mindful of that. It doesn't mean you can't go in the water, and get some swim lessons. Did you know at Howard University, it's mandatory to take swim lessons because they realized that Black people, they were terrified of the water. So that's like one of the requirements to graduate.
That's good, because I do know a lot of people that like the water, but they just don't know how to swim. And I'm like, that's like a life-saving skill.
Yeah.
I thought that you had to know how to swim. I don't know where I thought that you had to know how to swim, but I thought, well, at the different little resorts I went to and stuff when I was younger, you had to do the little swim test.
Yeah, the swim test
before you could play in the waters or be in the wave pool. So I thought that was a requirement to be in the water. But yes, you do need to at least know, how to float. Even if you don't know how to swim, if you know how to float, your chances are increasingly greater.
Yeah.
Oh, and just knowing certain water safeties, like swim with the current, away from the current or against the current.
They've been talking about that a lot.
Pay attention to the flags, pay attention to the lifeguard, pay attention to how long you've been outside.
Yeah, that part. Because sometimes you could be out there having fun and not feel it until the end of the day and you're all burnt.
But what are some of you guys' favorite memories of summer or the 4th of July? You can let us know at Not Vanilla on Instagram.
Or did you know that you can text us? It's on our Buzzsprout. You can message us. It's pretty cool. So I set that up. So yeah, let us know. We would love to feature some of you. We're going to have more opportunities to do commercialing and all that good stuff. So, if you wow us, you're going to be on here with us.
You can send us your summer activities or the things and tips that you guys think that we missed or would like to share with us.
Yep. So mindfulness is such a great way to enhance our summer. You have a longer day. What are some of the ways that you practice mindfulness? Well, do you practice mindfulness in the summer or anytime? I guess let's start there.
Yes, I practice mindfulness. I usually do it in the mornings or when I'm sitting with myself.
Do you journal?
Sometimes. But like I said, I do mindfulness when I'm talking and in my solitude with myself. I remember it was something that you're supposed to do in order to remain mindful in the moment when you're stressed or you're feeling the anxiety at the time or you're overwhelmed. You're supposed to, don't get me wrong, guys, I'm going to have to revisit it, but it's like you're supposed to it's like a 5-thing method. You see 5 things, you hear 4 things, you think of 3 things that you can taste.
2 things
that you can smell. Yeah, I would say you guys. Yeah, I feel like you guys may have heard of it before.
I'll put that in the show notes.
But that's one way you can stay mindful. I just be counting.
Do you count down?
Yes, I count down a lot. I count myself down a
lot. I was reading a book on mindfulness, and he said that's the reason why there's a lot of accidents is because people aren't mindful. And I literally on the way here saw somebody looking at the phone in their face, ran the light, almost killed me. And they didn't even notice.
I've noticed that I became more mindful not currently, but within these past 2 years or year with slowing down. And I learned something in being more mindful. When you are rushing or when you are in a rush to get somewhere, you're creating that for yourself and you're not able to live in the moment if you're always rushing to do something.
That's true.
You don't plan. Well, this goes back to what we were saying about planning.
Yeah.
And planning for success, because I don't know where I read that at, but it was stating that if you are a person that is always late or always feel like you're rushing to get somewhere, which is what I practiced a lot in the past. I always felt like I was rushing to get somewhere. Now, I'm going to get there when I get there. And
wait, is that better?
It's better for me, but I know that I'll get there when I get there because it's that's when I planned on getting there, or something may have happened. I just feel like, and I remember reading it, and it was like, you create that storm.
Yeah.
Then now that you're rushing, something else done happened, or you're now rushing through the other processes or not paying attention to other stuff. You're speeding through red lights, have, what is it called? Road rage, because you're rushing to your destination.
Yeah.
Because you're not on time. So yeah, I just, I stopped doing it.
Yeah.
I stopped doing that. And then when I stopped doing that, I started enjoying myself more when I got to the location.
Yeah.
Like whenever I got to the locations out, I now can enjoy whatever it is I'm doing instead of feeling, I stressed. I wasn't able to do this, and this. I stopped doing it.
Yeah.
I really stopped doing it. And I was able to enjoy events more. And I think that's why they tell people to be mindful.
Yeah.
Because you don't even know that you're not enjoying yourself.
Right. And you can't be present, because I think a lot of times when people are, you're going from one thing to the next and you're rushing, you can't even appreciate the people that are there, because you're so in your head about, oh my God, I just can't believe this happened. I can't believe I'm late. And, sometimes people are there and they want to talk, or, they were excited to see you or whatever, and you can't even appreciate it because it's like you're just not even in that mindfulness state, Mm-hmm. And I think another thing that I had learned about being mindful with the driving, I've been working outside of the home. So it's like now I was working from home, then got a job that's in person. So it's like, that already was a transition. But then when the bridge collapsed, and we're located in Baltimore, we had a bridge that collapsed. That added so much time to the job that should only have taken 20 minutes to get there. Now it's 45, 50. One day it took me an hour and 20 minutes. But it's like one of my friends was saying, just leave early or ask your workplace to change the time. She was like, it's not worth you being... She's a psychiatrist. She was like, it's not worth your heart rate getting up and you being so upset over it. And she was like, if you get there early, that's fine. You could do your makeup, you could meditate, do anything. But she was like, it's not worth it to be so stressed out about traveling anywhere.
Yeah, I think that creates some part of road rage, but mindfulness helps in many ways than one. And it can also aid to other distractions in more of the ways, like the examples that we just gave.
Yeah.
But when you don't practice mindfulness, it shows up in other ways. When you do practice mindfulness, you benefit from it in many more ways.
And also that if you're always mindful, then you don't have to get to a quiet place to do it, because you've already purposed that in your mind is quiet, and that's just you being more peaceful. So then like you're able to enjoy yourself more. Because I think a lot of times I know I've just been angry about, stuff that I had no control over. And then it's like when you're stewing on it and stuff, like you're not enjoying wherever you are or whatever you were doing, because you're just rushing through it, washing dishes. Like also in this book, he was talking about how even washing dishes, you should be mindful and present, because he was like, you shouldn't be thinking about 50 things ahead. You should take your time, wash your dishes. Once you're done that, then you move on to the next thing.
So this is kind of a little bit separate, but it's on the same thing. I'm going to relate it back. I had seen something that had said that your anxiety or stressors can stop you from doing something that only takes 5 minutes.
Like procrastination.
But if you use that anxiety and actually work through whatever it is that you're feeling, you could use that to power and charge yourself actually to do more activities.
Yeah.
Like, for example, the dishes. You're thinking about all these things that you have to do while washing the dishes. While washing the dishes, you're taking long and getting frustrated. Now you're mad. You unmotivated yourself to do those other things.
I noticed that.
Instead, you'd be like, okay, I'm doing the dishes. Oh, I like the dishes. Now you're singing your little favorite song during the dishes. Now you're motivated to do other things.
Yeah.
You transformed that energy and anxiety into something.
That is so true. That was so good.
So with the mindfulness, it's the same thing. Like you transform whatever it is that you feel like. So that I was saying that because I do like cleaning. I don't have a problem with cleaning. I'm going to be surreal with you guys right now. I'm going to go ahead and put it on the table.
Okay, that's middle ground.
I don't really like, I don't have a problem with cleaning, but it's like clothes, and I have a lot of clothes and a lot of clothes. I just have a lot of clothes. And one day I was looking for something.
Oh my gosh.
One day I was looking for something. And I was like, bleep. Now I gotta clean. I'm sitting here cleaning, trying to find the thing. Then in the midst of cleaning, for some odd reason, I had got like this spurge to want to clean. Like to want to clean up the stuff so I could find all these new things that I was finding while trying to find
the other main thing.
So I'm like, looks good like this. Oh, I missed this item, these items. I'm sitting here putting other new stuff. And I'm like, I enjoy looking at my clothes and going through my clothes. I think me just looking at it in a massive amount, it was making me upset, and I never got to it. But when I actually just did it, it was fun.
Yeah.
So I think that being more mindful, you won't keep building up the wall of whatever it is. Like whatever it is, if you just, do it and execute it. Try to be the best. Because on everything I didn't want to clean it. I didn't want to clean it up. And then I was cleaning up because I really wanted to find this item.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, it's actually not that bad. And it actually didn't take me that long, y'all. Mm-hmm. Like it was like 2 piles of clothes. And then when I actually just did it, it didn't take me that long to get the piles down.
Yeah.
It's a regular size pile. So, and I really looked at myself and was like in the room like,
and you found like all your stuff.
Yeah, because I was like, why did this take me so long to do this?
What do you think about, like, I do that as well. And it always takes less time. It always takes less time than whatever it is I built up in my damn head. Like one of the things is just us doing homework. Like I'm in school and I hate it. Like I'll wait till the last minute. Yes. And that's exactly what happens. And one of y'all always have to be like, do your homework. It's just, and I don't know why. I don't know.
You just got to start and do it. One thing that
plan to do it. Yeah. Put time aside to do it.
So that was one I remember. That is one of the tips that they gave me and that stuck with me. They had said, you have to plan. And when you plan for your study time or your homework time,
that's it.
It's no going out. It's no, I'm going to do this later. No, you actually have to sit there and do it at your planned time.
Yeah.
And that's a skill that I've taken with me since then. That's why I am very serious about my time. I'll be like, oh, y'all not here at that time? Do y'all want to do it no more? Yeah. But I've gotten to be more flexible and more mindful that things do happen and occur. But I remember when he was saying, because I was at this time, he was counseling me because I was trying to get my grades turned around and back together. So he was saying, no, this is how you do it. Because it was like it was a group of us and he was counseling all of us on how to do it. And we all were saying the same thing.
That was good.
Time management on how we don't know. Like we always like, we're trying to do it. It's not enough hours. It's talking about this 2 hours in the syllabus. It's talking about you got to set aside 2 hours to do the things. And all of the classes say that.
Yeah.
And he was telling us how you do that. And the 2 hours means the 2 hours of each class is, it shouldn't take you 2 hours to do the stuff that you already reviewed in class. They're just saying, sit that time aside so you can actually work through what it is. So sometimes, getting back to what I was saying, I would finish half the homework while I was already in the class. While I'm already sitting in the class or while we on the Zoom or while we in the class, I am finishing up or starting the assignment that you gave.
Yeah.
I'm starting it. I'm starting the notes so that now when I go and revisit it, I'm finishing up the notes now, or I'm adding to what I started and it's a refresher on what I already did.
Yeah, that's good.
But I hated homework too. Some homework's fun. But
and it's like, I think the mindfulness part for that is not to have your phone, because don't get me started. If I'm doing my homework and this is here, it's close and I can hear it, I turn off my phone. That's why Dad gets mad. I turn off my ringer so I don't hear it. I don't have all the alerts, even on my watch. Only alerts I have is to stand up, and you could still close your rings today. Because if not, I know how I am. I already don't want to do it. So I'll be like, oh, what's that? Oh, okay. I can't do it.
This is so funny in a full circle moment, y'all. I remember when I was in high school, I had like complained to the counselor that I didn't have a desk to do my homework and stuff. And that's why I was having homework problems. That she had told mommy, she had told Roxana. And Roxana felt bad. She was like, oh my God, I don't have the desk for her to complete her homework.
I felt bad.
And the therapist was like, what? It has nothing to do with the desk or why she don't have a desk. That's why she didn't do the homework. Don't give her a reason on the why. So just don't give it. That's part of the anxiety and being mindfulness. Don't give yourself reasons on the why you cannot do something. Because I definitely tried it. But I was saying that to say what had also helped me make time. I make designated destinations in time. I like going to the certain libraries. I ain't gonna disclose what library because it's not my school library. I go to another school library, and I sit there. And there it's like I know when I'm here. Yeah, I'm getting this and this
right, and you're focused.
In the same breath, what the therapist or the counselor was saying is different from what I'm suggesting, but they kind of both coincide. Like if you're saying that you're distracted at
and
home,
you don't have a desk,
take yourself
to a library
that's somewhere else that does have the things that you need or is not as distracting.
Yeah.
Basically, I'm saying implement the things that you think is making it difficult for you to fit. Yeah, implement those things. Because when I started going, and really it wasn't even that the library was so great or anything. It was just that it was a different library. If I give too many details on this library, y'all gonna know the library. Too. Yeah. But shout out to y'all. Y'all got a nice library. They got like a Starbucks in their library. They got several lounges.
What? What library is this?
I'm gonna tell you about
it. Okay. Because I may need it. Because I think you got to plan for success. So, like, if you want to even be mindful, you got to put the time.
Like, why am I being
too mindful? Be mindful.
The library Towson. My bad. It's Towson University. It is. It's a nice library, y'all. Here's the trick. Hold on. I'm going to go all the way in and tell y'all that. If you told me that. If you have a student card from any university in Maryland, you can use and go to all the libraries. That's why I don't know why I'm trying to get you. I was like, let me tell you. If you're a student in Maryland, you can use any of the college's libraries.
Oh, right.
You too. You can use any, and
mine is online
because that library is closed, and it had the other resources that I needed. Most of the time, it had the books that I was looking for the class. So I had went and like I said, it was just so sad.
You know what? We should go to the public library because I know that one's nice.
Which one?
The Towson one. I've never been there.
I've never been there. Yeah, I was like,
we should go.
And
we should. We're gonna have a little
and see. Yeah. But I'm sorry. What were you saying?
No. That you need to just plan for being mindful, being successful, because even in that is. I'm going to have to go to the library at this time. So this stuff needs to be done. And even if it's not, I'm going to go ahead and go here so I can journal, so I can do that. So
it's like we're so mechanical beings. It's almost like helping yourself put yourself there.
Yeah.
What else I'm going to do sitting in this library?
Right. I'm going to study.
What am I going to do sitting in this library?
Work on my book. Whatever it is. Yeah, whatever it is.
Now, then you have to still motivate yourself because then you can get to the library and be like, oh, I don't got this. Oh,
or play on your phone.
Oh, I forgot my computer. At that point, I feel like it makes it more apparent. Like, oh, I wasted my gas up here. Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm just sitting in here wasting time when I could have just been home. You find out things about yourself. Is a public place really where you like to do work and where you are best motivated? Right. Or are you the person that likes to be in the house and you're best motivated there?
It's a split for me.
I would say it's a half. It depends on what it is. It's a half for me. I work from home a lot. I don't like being in public.
Yeah, why do you want to?
When I'm working.
Yeah.
Like when I'm working from home, I like to be in a place that I know I know nobody's going to walk up behind me and do crazy stuff. Anything. But if I'm working on like something where on a paper, I do like to be out in public because I like to constantly have like inspiration of whatever it is I'm thinking about and trying to put out on this paper. So it does. I'm trying to tell you, like, and it's not every library or whatever. it's different everyone, because I used to sit in the Bowie library, and I would always get distracted because I'm on campus,
and
I would always get distracted. Yes,
everyone knows her, so yeah.
But when I went to Towson, it was like no game time, and I remember I even went there with my friend, and he was on no game time. We was in there applying for jobs. We did everything that we said we was going to do in that library that day. That was a great library day. Like, it was like great, like, you know.
Oh, that's so good.
Take your friends
you
there.
Said a lot of good tips though, because I think circling back to the whole thing of planning for your joy, because in the long run, when we're not hitting our goals, and we both post a lot about that on Instagram, because I feel like we do that because you need those reminders, like, wait, I can get my shit together. I can do this today. Yes, I can. Even if it's half the week and I wasted half, you could still get back on track. You just got to plan for that, because in the end, that's what's going to make you happy, is hitting your goals. Getting those milestone of, oh, I actually got a job because I applied. Oh, I actually got to do my homework on time, and because it was an issue for me. I've had to drop a couple classes because I was not getting my stuff done. So I'm wasting, not only is it money, but it's like time. I'm wasting time that, I said I wanted to do this thing, and now here I am.
Yeah. I struggled with the same exact thing. I'm no scholar. I used to be a scholar. I am a scholar.
You are a scholar.
But like, I was saying that because it has taken me 3-4 times.
Yeah.
To pass a class.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that
it's always disappointing to us that it took us. I'm like, I'm smarter than this. It's just so frustrating.
I think the most frustrating part for me was not being able to identify what was my issue the first time taking the class.
Yeah.
Like, it would be the second time, oh, I know what it is.
Right.
Then the third time, all right, I'm going to do it this exact way and be so for real. And you still, with the skin of my teeth. This is for me, not everybody.
Right.
I would pass with the C or whatever. Or I would finally get it after, because some classes are just that hard. And I feel like, there's nothing wrong with that. It does take that. That's why you're able to do it. But at some point, I do feel like the school, and I remember asking them, can I just test out of this dang class?
Which you could
test out of I think they need to have more options like that.
Yeah.
Because if I don't pay for it 2-3 times,
yeah,
I'm trying. That's trying.
Because they do that for military people. So like the CLEP test, you can test out.
Yeah. But not all
it's hard.
Courses
it's still hard to do it.
But I test out of some of my courses doing that, but not, it's like the basics of like, in forensics, they don't have nothing that's
maybe not in forensics, but yeah,
I mean, it's hard. But I remember one thing that one of my counselors said to me. I went over the years of college. I went to countless of counselors, heard many of different advices. That's why I was able to build the different schedule and routines and know how to do mindfulness. I was so frustrated all the time. I don't think I practiced mindfulness in college. It was executing what it is you needed to get done.
Yeah.
You didn't even have time to think about the time you did not have.
Yeah.
You didn't have time, especially if you did an activity.
That reminds me of the show we watched where, what is it, Tyreek? His first semester, he was running everywhere in the season. Every time you saw him, he was running somewhere. He was late. And I was like, that's pretty much how it is sometimes, though. You're always running.
And that's probably why I don't do the whole late thing or rushing thing either.
Yeah.
Because I always had to be somewhere. I always had to be somewhere. Yeah. I had to be at practice. I had to be at class. I had to be at work. I'm still a person that likes to have several jobs, but now I'm more of, is it me? Like, I really do check in with myself. Like, all right. Because what could happen? You can get into an accident on the way to this job and not make it to your job. That's why you have to be mindful. Because you don't know when's the last moment. And now I'm about to be sad to go somewhere. But I say that because you have to really be mindful. I remember Richard was like, what if this is the last time you ever see me again? And he was so for real. And I don't know, maybe he was mindful enough to know, no, make this a really good hug. Make this a really good departing before you see me.
Yeah.
And I did, but it was like, just being mindful in all those moments. Like, you may think somebody's saying something to be silly.
Right.
But really be mindful. Really be mindful in every moment, every second.
Because you don't know when it's going to be the last time.
That's really why they tell you to be mindful.
Yeah.
Because you don't know when it's going to be the last time. You don't. So that's why they're saying be mindful and appreciate all your moments. Appreciate all your moments. That was a good one.
Yeah. I didn't think that's so deep though, because I do think people know when it's their last. I think they have dreams, they have feeling, they have premonition that it could be their time is winding up. Just because if you're really in tune with your inner man, of course the Lord is going to tell you, get your house together, get yourself together, because it's other things I have for you to do. And the time is short. So it's like, you'll just know in your spirit, like, I just got to get this done.
I got another one that's related right to what you just said. Because he will tell you, because Danielle, she had messaged me and said, I wish we could hang one more time. I wish we could do all the things that we did just one more time. So look, I think he tells you, like, say thank you or appreciate the things that you have. Just go. I don't even think he tells you go around, but you just get a feeling of appreciation and of flashbacks of the things. And I remember I messaged her back like, what? We could still go on a trip, girl. I just came back from Florida. I don't know where I think I did just come back from Florida. I was like, I just came back from Miami, girl. We can go out there again. I'm trying to go out there again. Da, da, da. And like the next 2 days she had passed. And I was like, dang.
Oh my.
She had told me she wished that she could just one last time. So she knew, and just like I think Richard knew. But because they were being mindful, they were able to tell me before, or else I think I would have been like, fuck. Oh, sorry. Excuse me. May have to beat that. Like, beat. I wasn't able to talk to them before, but both of my friends, before their last moments, within the week, I was able to speak to them before they passed. So I am grateful for that. And I always say how grateful and mindful I am, because you don't know people for a long period of time. You don't have known them for that period of time, and the feelings were reciprocated and mutual. Is appreciative, and that's what it is about being mindful. I don't like being late to stuff, but I know I'm not going to hurt myself or stress out about getting there. I'm going to get there. And if I'm there, it's because I want to be there. Right. And because you wanted to exert this energy towards it. That's why it's important to be mindful. People be like, I don't like a job to be, girl, now I'm about to be mad. Now I don't like a job to be like, oh, you late on this. Where are you at? Don't say, be careful, nothing. Anything could happen. And you don't know what has happened to me before I walked into this door.
That's so true.
So if you don't care, best believe I won't be showing up or care to give you an explanation. I don't even know how we got there, y'all, but it's all related.
But it is all related, because I think if we focus on these toxic people and situations, fun fact, I just heard this quote that says, most workplaces, they said, if your red flags are 10 red flags, she said, no, it's literally workplaces has so many toxic traits and so many red flags. So she said, really, you need to purpose, what do you want to do? And then do it for that time. And that's it. Because then you're focusing on all these toxic things. And, like, I don't want to work with someone like that anymore.
You call me.
And it's taking you outside of yourself.
It's taking you outside. And then it's like when you get there, it's like, dang, you didn't even ask me if I'm good or anything. Now I'm expected to work. Now I'm expected to work. Actually, that has happened. I know it's happened to our viewers and listeners, where you got into an accident sometimes in the car while you're on the way to work, and now extra stress that you already know it's messed up. You already know it's a messed up situation. I don't need the call telling me. I don't need the call for it. Unless you're telling
it's not
me
worth it
to be safe, or, oh my gosh, I hope you get here. I hope you're okay. Unless it's that, we don't need the call.
You know what else is funny? That even when you see someone driving reckless and they're rushing, the psychiatrist had also said, like, think about like what they're going through to help you deal with it and just let them go. So if they're cutting you off, just let them do it and keep it moving so you can still be mindful and still be at peace in your mind to keep it moving. But I just think like it makes your outlook for work so different. Like my job is a lot of the same things over and over again. For the first couple of weeks, I was literally packing up boxes and stuff. But it's like in that transition time of me learning how long it's going to take me to get there, the colleague that I was working with wasn't like, oh my God, like now on top of this, because I already was doing something that's mundane, is boring.
Already a new situation. I feel like
she was very grateful. She was like, no, I know, girl, the traffic is terrible. And I said, I'm so sorry. So it's like just puts your whole mindset even for work. Like I want to go to work and do a good job, but how am I going to do that if I feel like I can't trust you? You're going to be talking about I was late, whatever. And then it's like, now I got to be here at work for the next whatever amount of time.
Yeah. I have an example. This is a pretty bad example. I really can't give y'all the names of these companies.
It's fine.
I can't. I gave y'all, Towels in my nice library, or whatever, but I can't tell y'all the name of this company. I was working for this company and and it was a couple, a husband and a wife that worked there as well. And during our shift, and we would get there at 6 a.m. and your shift ended at like 6 p.m. And this was like, it wasn't hard work, but you were on your feet the whole time. Long story short, I remember that the husband had passed away on the line. He had passed away at work. And the wife wasn't notified about it. What? They didn't stop production, y'all. Hold on. Let me get into it. They did not stop production, y'all. The only reason why I think most of us had found out or whatever is because it was just through the lines that we all heard, like, what happened? What happened? And that's how we all had found out or whatever. And I think they escorted her out and stuff. I think they had, y'all, it was very bad. They put up like boxes around him to section off his body or whatever. But they said part of the reason why he may have passed away is because it was extremely hot in there. Oh my God. It was extremely hot in there. Mixed with other conditions that people may have or whatever. And you get older. I'm working condition, probably prime condition or whatever. We're prime conditioned to be in those conditions. Yeah. But people that
really, I'm not,
But people that you got to be mindful and be grateful that you're in the condition that you're in. Because some people are in a worse condition. Yeah. That set them off to, as I work in, nobody was equipped, nobody mindful enough to escort people out or away from that area or nothing. People are working around
or to stop and we're going to go home right now because so-and-so Bob has passed and we loved Bob. Bob was great.
I think they sent an email, but that was like the only thing that they did. And they sent the email at the end of the work shift, at the end of the day. So after that, I mean, I've been new, but after that, it actually happening to me in person in real life of seeing how that stuff plays out. Because you always say these things like, well, what if someone, drops dead right here on the job? What would they do? Would they do this? They really don't care. Yeah. Production still went on. They didn't send an email to the end of the day. Yeah. I thought that was, at that point, I don't have any respect. It's like, y'all don't give a shit. Sleepy about us.
But what I think is so sad.
You better put yourself first when it comes to this. Oh, I'm speeding to my job. Yeah. You gotta make sure you're good first. Because
they're not that even a human thing to do that you could just walk over somebody and
exactly. We are still I wasn't over there, but they were still working around. They put boxes to separate, and I'm like,
which I can understand because that could be traumatic though to see that. But then do that and leave.
We're shutting all of this down until we investigate what's happened over here. Yeah. Did he get hurt from the machine? We don't even know.
Yeah. We don't just that. Like we don't want somebody else. Yeah.
Like the supervisor. Oh, I'm sitting here. Sorry, I'm yelling. the supervisor and the manager, you know, you just, y'all know, but
yeah. And they're human beings though. So it's like, how are we saying this kind of stuff is okay? And it's heartbreaking because, you know, you were probably, you're a young person. So you were younger then. So what are we teaching the next group of workers, like, about compassion? Like, Bob is on the floor right now. Can we all, like,
I thought that was so crazy.
Yeah.
But clearly it was traumatic.
I mean, his name isn't Bob, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, but clearly it was traumatic to all of us workers because everybody was like stopping, like, did you hear what happened over there? Like, we were all talking to each other, like, did y'all hear what happened over there? Make sure you drink your water. Like, we're all sitting here talking to each other because clearly they didn't make an announcement. We didn't have a meeting.
Is anyone overheated? We need to stop and
really, like,
dang. And, you know, I don't know how you're going to feel about this because you are a psychologist. So how does that play into, like, you know, in the workplace, you have that kind of toxic culture. We're paying for those items. Like, we're paying into the system.
That's why I said, I don't want to tell you what company it is. I don't shop there. I never shop there.
I don't know if you remember this, but do you remember we both worked at a warehouse one summer when I was transitioning a job?
Mm-hmm. I do.
It was kind of fun to work with you, but I remember one day that it was so hot.
Roxana couldn't work in the conditions that
I could not, but I tried. It was so hot in there. And remember, they had told me, they came up and told me, they were nice. The lady was nice. She was like, you know, you're a good worker. You're not on your phone. You're just doing what you're supposed to do, but you're kind of slow. And I said, you know, I know. It's just so hot in here. Like, I felt like I was a crybaby. I was like, it's so hot in here, though. I'm just trying the best that I can. And you were like, you told them that, Mom? And I was like, yeah, I didn't know what else to say other than the truth.
And they actually moved her to a office area and stuff.
Because I was
But it's just like, I'm able to learn better and new habits because of the way my mom is and because of the way she is and able to speak up for herself. Because I was like, oh, dang, you did that. I could have told them that. But I feel like because you see everyone working in these conditions.
Yeah. And I didn't know, but like they also like tested me like, you're slower than, and I'm like, I'm trying my best. It's just, you know.
Also at the same time, they wasn't willing to fix it. Like, they're not going to fix it.
Yeah.
Like, they're just like, oh, because it's like, oh, it's working for the masses. Oh, wait, now let's go ask. I just feel like that's why they should have. Also, I was going to say, don't these companies make enough money?
Right.
Where they could update their production lines, they're choosing whatever it is. And that's why I think they're saying whatever they're saying about Shein and Temu and stuff. Yeah. I have no idea what those conditions are over here because we're talking about warehouses in America or over here. I'm talking about work over here.
We were working here.
Yeah.
Right? So, and it wasn't that long ago. How long was it? Like 6 years ago when I had that experience. How long ago was it?
I'm sure they haven't updated the.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm talking about that incident that happened about the person on the line. That happened last winter.
Did you say last winter?
That happened last winter. Yeah. During peak season time. During like Christmas time. It was like a few weeks before Christmas. Yeah. And then you also have to think with those jobs, it's not like you have like great benefits or anything. Yeah. So it's like you pass away on the job and it's like, so you just have to be mindful.
Yeah.
It's not, if anything, that's why I always have 2 or 3 because it was never that serious. Ever.
Yeah.
It was never that serious ever.
Because they will move on. They will.
The rest in peace, that man. I never met him or anything, but I know that's not the way to go.
So we talked about a lot. We just want to also reiterate because Not Vanilla is a mental health podcast that if you need extra support in the moment, you can dial 988. It's and you can text or call that number. It's like 911, but for mental health, 988. You're able to get support services to you. and it's culturally affirming. So what that means is you're not going to get in trouble. Your kids won't get taken away. None of that stuff is just really there to help you. And it's nationwide with local nonprofits that are supporting the effort. Another one is NAMI. NAMI has a lot of groups, and they're totally free that you can connect with. And so NAMI is NAMI, and then the Not Okay, it's okay to not be okay app. And those are by two young people, siblings, Black siblings. They created this whole app for support. And I'll put all of that into the show notes. You dropped some good gems today, ma'am.
We be dropping gems. I mean, I think that when you practice mindfulness, I think that's what had happened here today. When I started really thinking of it, it was other things that related to that I wanted to share. But there are a lot of mental health resources. You can visit our page. You can also visit WLEO when we drop our online podcast. When we drop on there, we'll put up a list of more of a support resource list. Definitely. But you can also find those different resources that we post daily on Not Vanilla about the different mental health resources. We also drop tips about the different conversations that we had today, how to practice mindfulness, how to plan for success, how to do those different things, because these are skills that me and my mom, or I call her Roxanne sometimes, me and Roxanne or me and my mom, we practice over the years, and we learn to build these skills. These are skills. These are things that you teach yourself or you're taught. Actually, sometimes in schools or in elementary schools, you were given these skills or we were learning these skills, but we went away from them with our traumas and our life experiences. We've gotten away from how to do those things. But you can teach yourself and expand upon these skills and just make those skills stronger. Because as any type of skill, you have to practice it.
Like a muscle. Like a muscle. Any takeaways? Any more takeaways? You already did a good one there.
One more takeaway. I feel like this is a funny one because I haven't spoken about this person in a really long time, but me saying practice. I remember one takeaway that she would say. Her name was Miss Osgood. She was my band teacher a long time ago. Y'all hear me say a lot of different references of that time period of my life, because high school and college, because I was in the band, and the band was very serious. So I learned a lot of things. And I think looking back now, I didn't use the skills, some of the skills that I have now to navigate through those times. And that's why maybe I felt like it was so difficult, but really looking back, I really did have a good time. They were hard, but I did have a good time, and I'm glad I pressed through those times. But anyway, the nugget that Miss Osgood had said was practice doesn't make perfect, because you could practice something wrong. So practice it. She used to say practice
makes permanent.
Makes permanent.
They did that in body.
Because then I used to come home and be like, oh, I gotta practice. And I remember I just kept practicing over and over again the different things that she would say. And I came back that summer for band camp, and she was surprised to hear how I sounded. She was like, wow, you sound like a whole different player. You sound great. Like, she was so impressed, and everybody was. I sounded like a different, and I was even impressed because I had knew that the things that she had said to me and just to do, it didn't make perfect, but me doing the things that she had said made it perfect. It made me the perfect player that I wanted to be. It made me the player that I wanted to be. Because no, I'm not perfect, but I can be just as excellent or executed because I know how to practice. Because I know what to practice. So that's why I built upon these other skills, because it helped me be more happy and enjoy my life. That's what it's going to do. It's going to help you enjoy your life. Practicing mindfulness will help you enjoy your life and your time, and see the things that you're doing for what they are. That's why, going back to what we were talking about, That's why you post the memes that you post to remind yourself of why to be happy. I mean, and even if it's not pertaining to you, just to remind the next person. Because a lot of people and that's what, because a lot of the times why I repost something or I'll post something is because I feel like for me, my followers, I'm talking to you guys. I feel like with my friends on Instagram, I know most of you in real life. So when I see you post something, I'm like, maybe I don't have the words to say or a response to say because I don't know what's going on every day. But I feel like I know you guys, and I feel like I know the energy or the essence of you. Not know you or know everything that's going on in your daily life, but I know that you may be sad if you posted something like that. Yeah. Or you may be feeling down if you posted something like that. So I like to post inspiring things, the things that make me feel good, because I don't post too personal things. I just post like things that make me feel good, things that I like to reinforce in my head, things that I would like to reinforce other people to see in their head and stuff like that. So that's why I said that. I also wanted to say rest in peace to my friend's mother. I say that because I'm saying that because she posted, I can't believe I'm on the flight to my mother's funeral.
Oh, wow.
And, you think that you're flipping through people's stories and are you being mindful? Yeah. Are you being mindful of actually what they're posting? Because then the next post after that, I thought that it was a funny post, but it was not. It was like, please leave me alone. I'm dealing with my mother's death. Like, it was like she was trying to be funny, but it was like for real. And I was going to skip past before I was actually like, wait, what did this just say? And I skipped back again and I was like, and I typed out, rest in peace. I'm sorry for my condolences. That's very sad.
Yeah.
But be mindful of what your friends are posting. That's why I'm mindful of what they say to me.
Right.
I'm mindful of what they say to me. I'm mindful of when they be like, what if this is the last time you see me again? Right. Don't say no stuff like that to me. Because that has actually been the last time I've seen my friend.
Yeah.
So it is like, or don't say, I wish we could do this. I wish we could do this one more last time. I'm paying attention to all of that stuff.
Right.
So that's why I say that. Like, I'm posting for us all. I'm posting for us all to feel better. But really, I think that's what it needs to be shared for, to remind ourselves of those skills and tools. Like, I like when you post your happy, inspirational memes and stuff that be like, oh, happy Monday. Because I think it's easy.
Monday is terrible. It's get
brought down. It's easy to get brought down every day.
When I was in the toxic workplace, really quick, because I know we're out of time, I hated Sundays because of the Monday. And I would get depressed like 2 o'clock Sunday, knowing that I had to go into that. So it's like, that's why the last post that we did about Monday, like, it could be a bad situation right now, but it's going to be okay. We're going to get through it. Like, and I'm not being facetious because I know people are struggling with things. So I don't want to be this, what do they say? Toxic positivity. We want to be real. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, people are going through stuff. I'm going through stuff. You're going through stuff.
At first I thought that toxic positivity was a thing, but it's like back to, you don't know what that person's going through.
Yeah.
Because if I don't do this right now, you don't know what is going to happen. You don't know if I'm going to snap. So it's like, some things are toxic positive. I feel like toxic positivity isn't that, though. Not posting things to make yourself feel better or to reinforce your positive thoughts. I'm thinking of toxic positivity more like, I don't know. Oh, my phone broke. Now you're like, oh, you'll just use a pager. I don't know. I'm trying to think of what toxic positivity.
I think but that's what I don't want to like subscribe to, because a lot of the time the toxic positivity is, oh my God, you're down right now. You should not be down. You can get yourself up by your bootstraps. You can do it. You should be a millionaire. Why haven't you found a husband? Why haven't you done this? Why don't you have a new car? And it's like, stop it. Just stop it. I don't.
Yeah, that's not real positivity.
That's not real.
Why it's like
because it's hard in that transition period. It's really hard. And guess what? That's a good segue into our next episode, which is Scrolling into Insanity for Your Mental Health and Social Media Survival Guide with our friend, therapist, Nia Jones with On Purpose with Nia. She'll be here with us for the next episode talking about that. And we just want to thank you guys for making space for us, making the time for us. Hopefully you are listening to us on one of our platforms, or you can actually see the video of this podcast on YouTube, on our YouTube podcast playlist. You can text message us any of the feedback you have for us, ideas of new show topics. Please like and subscribe the podcast. Follow us on Instagram
at Not Vanilla.
Follow us on YouTube at
Not Vanilla.
Follow us on Facebook at
Not underscore vanilla
yes.
underscore. I just wanted to make that clear.
Yes,
you can search Not Vanilla, but it's not underscore vanilla underscore.
Yes. So we love you guys, and we hope that you got some good information from us, and we'll be back.
I feel like we're going to have to edit this because it's really long, but I think we got a lot of good nuggets and gems. Bye, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Not Vanilla, and I hope it helps you become more mindful in your space and reminds you to enjoy your life in a not vanilla way.
Bye.